Okay, so we're back. I'm Steve the Coding Samurai. This is Python tutorials, and in this video, I'll be talking about variables and data types in Python. Okay, so essentially, uh, if you think about computers, computers store information in blocks of memory. So let's say you have a block of memory here. A computer stores blocks of memory in random addresses. If you can picture it. So say they have this block here. Let's say this is a block a computer is storing information at, and let's say I have a file, right? Would that be like a text file or some video or something? Let's just say this is my file. That's my block of memory. So I'm gonna call this B for block. I'm gonna call this file my file. Don't mind the poor drawing, guys. It's no minded. And over here you have you. So now you created this file. When you create this file, CR8. Wow. CR8. This is created the file. And when you create this file, whatever information is on it, the computer goes, okay, let's just stash it here in some address so that later on when you're ready to reference it again or retrieve the file again, you can find it. So your computer stashes it here, this random address block here, and then later on you come back, you go away, and then later on you come back here, over here you come back again, and then now you want to access this file again. When you click on this file, your computer goes, oh, he's trying to access the file, and basically retrieves the data from wherever it stored it and tries to find this block and gives you back the file. Right? Hopefully this made sense. It's a poorly drawn explanation, but hopefully it made sense. And variables work the same way, right? Yeah, variables work literally the same way. You know, the best example I can give of this would be like an email address. Everybody has a unique email address, right? So let's say I have a unique email address. Let's say my email address is johnbrown@gmail.com. When somebody now tries to talk to me via email, they have to actually use my email address to actually find me. Right? It's the same kind of deal. Same deal. Or even another example, let's talk about house addresses. If somebody is trying to find where you live or send you a mail, a postcard or something, they have to figure out which street address and which lane you live at, and then then they can send you whatever it is that they want to send you. Hopefully that example made sense. But if it doesn't, we're going to go have another example with the variables. Okay, so yeah, so hopefully explanation made sense a bit before. If it doesn't, I'm going to go again, but this time I'm going to actually use an actual situation of storing variables. Let's see. So let's say I have this value here, let's call it x, and I want to set this equal to 5 or something, maybe 50, whatever number, right? So this would be my variable x, and this is actually how we declare variables in Python. So yeah, so this will be my number 50, and now when I do this and run my Python program, when I declare this variable in Python, my computer is going to store this somewhere in its memory. Right, somewhere in its memory. Computer is going to shove this away somewhere in its memory. Right, this B here means block. So my computer is going to shove this variable somewhere in its memory. Right, and then later on, while I'm actually executing my program to run my program, my computer is then going to look for the address of this block. I'm going to look for this block by finding its address and then retrieving this x that's inside of it. Actually, let's yeah, so let's. So let's. Um, yeah, so let's. Um, yeah, so let's. Um, 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 so let redraw this block. So computer is going to shove this variable here in this block here, and then later on while my program is running, I'm going to want to retrieve this 50. Actually, it should be the other way. Right, so later on I'm going to retrieve this variable here, this x, and it gives me this value of 50. And that's basically how variables work. So you assign the variable a value, the computer shelves it somewhere in memory, and then later on when you want to use this actual variable, your computer looks for a block that had the address of this variable and gives you back the value, which in this case will be the 50. Hopefully that made sense. Okay, hopefully that made sense. Now you're like, okay, how does this help? Well, imagine that you have different types of variables, because you do. There are different types of variables for different types of data. All of them act and behave in the same way. They get stored in different parts of the computer's memory, and this is essentially what happens when you create programs and variables. You create a variable, they get shelved, and then you retrieve them, and whatever value they had when you retrieve them, that's what gets retrieved when you try to pull them from the memory of your computer. So now let's talk about types of variables. Okay, so like I said, variables have different types because there are different types of data that you can store. And if you notice here are some common ones. So these are like some common ones, common ones. So you have integers, which are basically like, positive, negative type numbers. So like 1, 2, 3, negative 66, negative 54. Those are all integers, positive and negative numbers. You got floats and doubles, which are basically decimals. The difference is floats are a bit shorter. Decimals are like when you have those like really, really long, super long decimals. Strings are literally like words, text. They can have mixture of both letters and numbers. And why do I keep spelling Python wrong? I don't know why I keep spelling Python wrong, but yeah. So this is supposed to be Python, but I somehow spelled it wrong, like this, and wasn't paying attention to this. But yeah, and also you got other types, like for example Boolean. Let's see, Boolean. Yeah, this text tool isn't that great, but it's what I got. And Booleans basically just help you to figure out whether things are true or false. And this is important for a couple of reasons. In programming, there are a lot of times when you have to figure out whether something is true or false, that will determine what course of action you take in your programs. Like if you have conditions, you might want to check if something should happen versus whether it should not. Those kind of situations. And later on in this course, I'll go over how Booleans actually work in detail, because you're going to use them a lot in programming. Okay, now let's see some actual, coding examples of how these things actually work. Okay, so let's see some code examples of how these things work. So first I'm going to actually create a new Python file just to start, and I'm going to call this Python file here, let me see, I'm going to call this Python file something different. I don't like the unentitled, so let's save it and call it something different. Let's save it and call it variables.py. It's variables.py. Okay, so let's show you how these things work. So first, let's talk about creating variables. Quite literally in Python, all you do to create variables is give the variable a name, set it equal to something, quite literally. Now, let's say I want to create the variable x. In my earlier example, I had like 50. All I would have to do is go x equal 50. Now, if you notice here, when I mouse over this, it's telling me some information here. This information literally tells you what type of variable this is. Now, Python is actually kind of smart. Python has type inference. Basically, what that means is that when you create a variable with a certain data type, Python can actually pick up what type of variable this is. But just in case if you're ever unsure what type of variable this is, Python actually has a function that it can run called typeof. So if I go type, is it type or type? No, type. If I go type x and I print that out, and then hit run over here. Let's see, should tell me that yep, this is an integer, which is what the window told us earlier. And it does the same thing here. So let's say I have a float now. I'm going to create a float now. So this is an integer. I'm going to leave a comment here. And to leave a comment, guys, in Python, you go like this with the hashtag and you type whatever comment it is afterwards. So this is like a single line comment. Okay, so that's an integer. So let's now create a float. I'm going to go, let's call the variable, fl for float equal. Alright, so let's assign this to, I don't know, let's say 10.5. Alright, 10.3, that works. I'm gonna check the type of this. What type am I gonna get? If I run this, I'm actually going to get this being a float, right? And you can see right here that this is actually a float. Okay. If I do the same thing again with a different variable, let's say a boolean. If I assign boolean to true, because boolean only have two types really, true and false, said that earlier. It should just give me that this is of type boolean. And I'm also going to try and assign a string here before I run this. So let's say s equal hello, and if I save this and run this, you can see that it should give me that this is a type boolean, this is a type string. So let's save it. Oh, I forgot to print the type of for the string. Oops. Let's print type of, print type of s, type s. Let's save that, run this, and you see that it gives me a boolean and a string and a float and an int. Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about a couple of things here. So there's actually not a couple of things, there's one more thing I'll talk about before I go in this video. So if you notice, I've been naming my variables pretty much anything I want. Right? If you notice, I've been naming my variables random stuff, s, b, x, whatever. Just like in math, you can actually name your stuff whatever you want. There's only one exception to the rule, and the exception is that you can't start a variable. Let me variable naming exceptions. You can't start a variable with numbers and symbols, except for an underscore. That's about it. That's the only rule to naming your variables. So you can name your variables quite literally anything you want and assign them to whatever you want, except, as I said before, you can't start off with numbers or symbols, only underscores. But you can have numbers and symbols. You can have numbers in the middle of your variable names. But for like, simplicity's sake, people recommend that you name your variables something sensible and related to whatever it is you're doing. So, for example, I I could name my variable dog, like caps, and set it to the string dog. And if you notice, strings here have when I'm assigning strings to Python, there's like a quotation mark around my strings. And later on in my series, I will talk more about strings and also about booleans, as I said before. I could also name my variable underscore dog, and let's call this dog2. Okay, notice what happens when I try to like name my variable with like a number or something. Let's say 123 dog equal dog3. You can see that Python is not happy with that, and Python is screaming at me, telling me that yeah, this doesn't make sense. So that's something you need to keep in mind. Alright, that's it from me. For now, thanks guys for listening. I hope this helps somebody. I'm Steve the Coding Samurai. Bye guys, see you next time.